Hello everyone, Trixie here. Hey, it's been a little bit. This is gonna be a quickie review on something that just released today, I believe. This is by TrainSimBurrito. Let me just get my things set for this. Stand by. Need to be on this. There we go. And then I should be. There we go. Hey. So we're looking at a pack today that I don't think anyone's really familiar with. It's been in development for a little bit. We're looking at the CTRail pack by TrainSimBurrito. And this is everything you get in it. You're going to get every variant of the M8 as you normally get in the Dovetail pack, but with the CTRail branding for Shoreline East. These were donated about a year ago from Metro North to Shoreline East under lease. I'm not sure how long the lease actually is. You're given also 2 versions of the Mafursa passenger and cab cars that were ordered by the Connecticut Department of Transportation. And they were ordered probably over a decade ago. And they've kind of been the go-to, and a lot more of them are back in service now that the CTRail CTC3s have expired and have left the premises. So this has support for a couple different packs. You technically only need 3 of them, but there are 4. You will need, by default, also you will get, sorry, before I list the requirements, you'll also get the P40DCs. I know they're technically P42s, but the P40DCs rebuilds that CTRail ordered, which are 6700 through 6711. All of these come with a no driver variant. My cat's about to knock over my soda. Oh, yeah, I don't expect this to be professional. And that's it. And you also get the you get the A and Bs of the M8s, as well as the S cars, which are, you can see kind of way down there. And you get 3 variants of the Shoreliner cars. Well, they're meant to be Mefursas with differing door heights, and we'll go into that a little bit later. But we'll start off with the P40s themselves and the cars. So, you're going to need three out of 4 packs for this. The split is between, there's technically 4 packs, but you can choose between 2 of them or both, one of them or both, depending on what you own. You'll need the Empire Builder P42 DC pack for the CTRail Genesis. For the cars, this is a choice you can make. You can use one or the other and just not install the files for whichever one you don't want. You will need either the Metro North P32 DMAC pack for the Shoreliner cars. My cat is trying to ruin my life. You'll need the P32 DMAC pack for the Shoreliner cars. And if you don't have those and you want an alternative, you can use the that's by RailSimulator.com or Dovetail. This is DTM's U34CH, the New Jersey Transit version. You can, in order to represent Mefursas, you can use the Comet 1s that come with DTM's pack. And then this should really be self-explanatory, but you'll need the Dovetail RSC M8 in order to get the Shoreline East M8s. And that's really all there is to it. So again, while the main pack really, you could choose to install each of these however you want. I know that on the TrainSim mod archive, there's a CTRail car set that ClearTrack's made years ago if you wanted to utilize the CTRail units with those. which would use the I believe also use the shoreliners as well. So we're gonna get right into this. There is one other requirement which it said is required, but we will not be using in this pack, which is the fan railer comprehensive mod pack for the M8, because this has the sounds alias to it. However, I have another sound mod from another developer that's unfortunately not available anymore. And we're going to use those because I think those sounds are a little bit superior. So if there are any missing sounds, you'll know to use the fan railer mod pack as opposed to what I'm using. So we'll get right into this, and we'll give these a fair shake. So we'll start off with, unfortunately, the bit, albeit laggy, Comet Ones, made by CTRail Superpack, better known as Digital Train Model, or DTM. Now, all of the Mifursa cars do have this safety striping. However, there's really more to it, and I will actually grab a reference image in a moment to demonstrate to you. There's actually a quick clip on my channel that demonstrates these. They're all owned by the Connecticut Department of Transportation. Mifursa is a Brazilian company that now does buses and a couple other things, but this was really the only real commuter thing that they ever were commissioned to, that they were ordered to do. And all numbers of Mifursa cars are included. Unfortunately, I should have done my research for this, but hold on, stand by. The Mifursa coaches, there is approximately, if I can remember, stand by, I'm having something issue. There's a total of 38 cars. And approximately, I believe, 12 of them are the cab cars. These were originally built for Virginia Railway Express in 1991 to 1992, and they went over to CDOT in 2008 and have remained there for quite a while. They were originally used on Shoreline East service until 2022, when the Hartford line took over control of them. So you'll notice there's not really many sounds. That's kind of just an issue with what we have here because of the sound engine. Should mention that the only things with the sound mod is the M8. Everything else here comes with its default sounds. So you'll have the default physics and everything. Now, I'll go into a little bit more detail about these cars because there are 3 variants for the Shoreliner. There is not 3 variants for the, excuse me. I'm wrong on that. There are 3 variants for the Comet 1 for passenger cars, and there is not for the Shoreliners. I should mention that the only technical variant is that the Shoreliners, because it's the P32, do come with a 3rd rail and a diesel version of the Mifursa cars, provided you actually want to use these on 3rd rail, because these only run between New Haven and Springfield in real life right now. Unless you were to do Shoreline East on, say, the Boston to New Haven route, then you would absolutely utilize, well, you'd still use the diesel version, actually. So they both have, due to limitations of mapping, are not 100%, but are designed to look and at least look the part. With properly done logos and decals. There is a slight warning in the README that a few decals, I believe it's on the Shoreliner, are mirrored at one end. And unfortunately, due to mapping, it's not possible to fix that. I believe it's this. Yes, this right here is unfortunately unfixable without child objects, and that was not part of the scope of this project. Overall, I'd say that they do... I'm not a huge fan of shoreliners with doors like this, but I overall do feel that they look the part. And they do have... They do... If you're running even the original Virtual New Haven Springfield line or the Workshop version, which is what I'm using right now, these fit in well if you want to actually recreate present-day operations. So one of the things you are going to get... Oh, how quiet is this? I apologize if this is quiet. Oh, it's not too quiet. Okay, there we go. If you're using the Comet ones, much to my chagrin, because they do have a bit of frame lag that I wish wasn't present, you get 3 variants for the cars, one of which is known as the low door, which is for lower platforms, which is painted accordingly. But would have like a fold down plate. This actually has door indicator lights on it with a little bit of light casting. There is also the high door with light casting door indicators. And then you also have, actually no, that's not what it's called, the indicator is. But you also then have another version of the high door that is, I don't remember exactly what the difference is. But you have high door and low door versions of these cars. I just find it weird because these door indicators were not working when I originally placed these. But you'll find all these in the editor. They're all named differently, but you'll be able to find them the harder you look. And then come around to here. And we have the P40s. Now, mind you, these are still tweaked to P40 specs. Or P40 DC, P42D, sorry. These are still using P42 DC physics specifications, so you're going to get these up to speeds higher than you would the actual P40s. So if you wanted to tweak those to tweak the physics to make these into P40s, be my guest. I would love to see this skin recreated on the TrainSimBurrito simulations version, but that hasn't happened yet. But as his first mod, I think TrainSimBurrito has done a pretty good job of bringing the Hartford line to life, at least stock-wise. And overall, I think that the detail, given that some of these didn't have great texture maps to begin with, he's done a pretty accurate recreation of each of these schemes. It's a bit difficult with the cars because we don't have a proper Mafursa model. However, given that DTM is from Argentina, there might be hope, but I shan't hold my breath because he does have some things he definitely needs to improve on. As I said before, you get all of the numbers, and each of these is an individual unit. not a dynamically numbered variant. These are all individual statically numbered locomotives. So I'll go through and just to prove that we have every number: 6700, 6711, that's 6702 down there. And then we have the entire rest of the fleet right by here, which all, unfortunately, have the lights set up weirdly: 04, 03, 05, 09, 01, and I put the rest back here. So that is the entire fleet. And we will have a little bit of a demonstration of the M8s in a moment. But here's the actual... Did I not make this drivable? Unfortunately, I did not. But you can see... I'd say it's a pretty decent recreation of these cars. Again, you're getting this all for free. And outside... Really, all in all, if you just wanted to run passenger cars in a P40, you only need 2 DLCs instead of 3. You don't have to have the M8s, but if you wanted to recreate those operations for Shoreline East and use the workshop Boston to New Haven, I believe it is, or Boston to Philadelphia, I don't remember which one it is, then, you know, you have all the stock to do that present day. So the M8 has really the least amount of detail put into it. It's really just a patch, because that's in actuality all that was done by Shoreline East themselves. So really nothing has changed visually, but you do have on every Bravo car, the B-Spot, a CTRail Shoreline East logo. And that's really, unfortunately, all I have to say on those. There isn't anything more. Well, actually, the A cars have it as well. That's really all there is. And we're using the Audio Shack sounds. It behaves exactly as you think it would. And we will give each of these a little commuter test to demonstrate. Now you'll notice that the horn placement stuff is not correct for these, but again, we don't have a proper McPherson model. So whenever makes one, would love to see it with these colors, but shan't hold my breath for that day. Sec. Just have our little thumbnail for this. Yep. I actually didn't read the chat. I was supposed to ask about the O2. Yeah, Casey looks good so far. What's the Sigma? That's the third rail shoes for the M8s. They remove the third rail shoes. These are the overhead variants. Horn sounds great compared to the default. Those are G-Bell and the Reversas. Fits the model, but you know, these rock K5s and EMD bells. Correct. Some of them do. Another thing that I should say is that, yes, because of as I put it, was proof that that switch is... Yeah, that's that track issue that I had last time. So we're gonna restart that. I had this issue last time when I was doing tests for this. There's a couple jank spots on this route that'll break physics if you're... Or they'll break any train if you're not careful. Again, it's a free route, and I wouldn't say it's the best. I mean, it models each of the areas. Some of it's creative. I just think that Springfield and New Haven really, really don't look that great. The third rail shoes on the M8s is missing as a result of the fact that, well, they are present, but this is the overhead line variant. The third rail variant is its own thing. And then the other thing I forgot to mention is that while you have the A and B, you also have the S cars that are available on Metro North as well, and those also have these decals for them. The S cars, unfortunately, I wasn't able to find some data on, mainly because I didn't look it up, unfortunately. But you have the A, B, and S parts of the M8 all supported. Why my HUD is broken. We'll restart this. This may be the derail bug that has happened before. Unfortunately, it is. Unfortunately, we'll have to restart and have to try this again. Also, one of them is unfortunately not properly labeled, which should be one of the Mafursa cab cars. It's just labeled as Mafursa. These do not have custom thumbnails, unfortunately. Should also mention that my game is about to crash, so we may cut this review short. Also, because of the way that these cars are doing things, the timer will break if you're using these in free roam. It would be nice to see a proper like horn and bell mod for these, and I would absolutely love to see the CTRail scheme on the Metro North, or not the Metro North, the TrueRail P42 DCs, but using the physics, the P40 DC physics as provided by LP, who made his mod for the TrueRail Simulations one. How are we doing on this stream? Not that great. I know these videos are not as professional or as well thought out as Schnauzer Powers, but I hope that this still gives you guys enough detail to, you know, understand what you're getting. So, look at this test. There we go. We'll give these each a little test run. I'm also sorry about the audio. There's just not much ambient audio on this map. I mean, none of these drivable. That's correct. Another thing I'm not 100% sure on, but the flare mod, I think it's light mod 2. There is a mod that adjusts and adds flares to searchlight flares to a lot of locomotives, and there is a support for the P32 pack. I have not personally tested that for the P32s, but it should also affect these locomotives when you use it, which will only affect the P32. I think it also works for the P42 pack, so you should have searchlight flares if you are using the P32 Shoreliner cars and the P42 for CTRail. There is a mod for the M8, so those should also have flares. As for the Comet ones, those do not have searchlight flare support, so you will not have that. Again, not able to test that right now. Don't want to spend time doing that and setting that up, so that's for the rest of you to find out. So, in that regard, we will probably start wrapping up this stream. But here's something. Okay. So we'll work on getting out of here. Hopefully this is lovely good old sounds on that my first yep. So hopefully the pack is available down below. I forgot to include, I'll edit it tomorrow for those of you who are watching this. Sometime on Thursday, the link will be posted for the comprehensive M8 pack, although you can just go to look up the Fanrailer M8 comprehensive mod pack and download that there. That is for the sounds instead. But to sign us off, we'll be using the Audio Shack to do our final departure for this mod review. All in all, I think it's a good mod. I think it's great for TrainSimBurrito's first mod. Go check it out. It's well worth it. Yep.